If anybody can hear me, whoever in here, say something. If you can hear me, if you can hear me right now, say something. I really want to talk about this, man, because I think I see what's about to happen to all these dolls, man, and we about to get a serious upset, a rude awakening, and I think a lot of people gonna be leaving dolls and going somewhere else more than ever, or they going to um, it's a tug of war. It's a tug of war between artists and music makers and the record company owners and all these type of stuff because since everything been coming out the box, they've been losing a lot of money, man. They've been losing a lot of money. The last, I say what, 15 years probably, I guess. Living alive, can you hear me? I want some more people to come in here because I really want to talk about this because I'm already done with Studio One. I'm already done with them. And I put a lot of people in that dog over the years. People thought I was crazy. They're like, what? I was one of the first people who used Studio One. They didn't even know what I was talking about. When it first came out, the first version. And what's crazy is that I think all these dolls are about to put the subscriptions on their dolls like how they doing FL. I mean how they doing Pro Tools. Well, that's the only way you can use it is a subscription, and I'm not paying no monthly shit. They got me chopped. I'm not paying no monthly bill on no dog. Not something that I'm investing my money in to make residuals from, and I'm not about to make no monthly payment on that shit, man, or weekly or monthly or whatever it is or yearly. They crazy, But I ain't knocking a hustle. I'm definitely not knocking a hustle at all. I get it, the concept, but I invest in too much on this stuff, man. Only if you see my papers and receipts and everything of things that I bought for DAWs and plugins and patches and effects and presets and over the just like it got played out. It's getting played out, and you know for us who own a license, how many people in here? One thumbs up if you can hear me, or or say something. I guess nobody can hear me now. If anybody can hear me, leave a comment. Can you hear me? If anybody in here, can you hear me? Leave a comment. Leave a comment if you can hear me. I guess this thing is not working, man. If you can hear me, leave a comment. If you can hear me, leave a comment. I want to make sure people can hear me first if they start getting in there. If you can hear me, leave a comment. If you can hear me, leave a comment. If you can hear me, leave a comment. Okay, what's up, DJ Stiz? I guess people ain't up right now, but yeah, I'm talking. I want to talk about these subscriptions with these DAWs, man. I really think this shit about to get crazy like Pro Tools, bro. I think, yo, the only way y'all be able to use a DAW if you either crack it or you paying a monthly subscription or yearly. And the question is, do you want to pay rent, on a DAW that you're investing in? Like, I'm not with it, as far as a DAW, but I ain't knocking a hustle, but I see what's really going on. They trying to find a way to have more control over this music because before, back in the day, in analog days, they couldn't afford to buy no equipment. The average person couldn't afford to buy no studio. So now, everybody can have their home studio, whatever they have to get the same quality or get some good quality to put their music out. So a lot of these record companies was losing a lot of money, man. They losing a lot of money and everything, right? So it's a tug of war between the artists and the record companies right now. Facts. Artists have more control over their craft. And, I think they're looking at it like, well, if you want to be home and do your music, well, you're gonna have to pay monthly or weekly and everything. I think subscriptions are good for those who want to do that. But for a person like me, man, there's pros and cons when it comes to subscriptions. Like some dogs you might gotta have the internet on all the time. You know, when I record music, I don't want to have no internet on. You want to turn that shit off. So what if you run into a situation where your internet just go out? Yeah, I don't rock with the subscription based stuff. Yeah, bro, you know what I'm saying? So Studio One just played themselves, man. I'm done with their asses. Like, you know how much money I spent in Studio One going on websites, buying this and buying that. And the thing is, I don't even have a problem buying nothing. If they got a new instrument or new plugin or new patches, and I buy it. You know what I'm saying? Because I want to own it. But that to elevate my stuff, make my catalog bigger on my patches and sounds and everything. But by them doing this new subscription joint, plus they took everything on their website that you can buy, plugins, anything you can use. Now you can't even use it. You can't get it. You can't even pay for it. You got to have a subscription to get it. So the people with Studio One who own a license, you can't even get it no more. So now, for example, I paid for Vocal Line, right? 2 years ago, Vocal Line, which is a nice joint, right? I think it was like $200 or something like that. And when Studio One come out with a new version, when a newer version, sometimes they gotta give you a new version of Melodyne, because it's ARA, right? So if they're gonna give you a new version of ARA Melodyne, so it's a possibility that my vocal line might not be compatible when that newer version come out. It can happen. They can do that. Where it might be an error. I might gotta update it. I might gotta upgrade it or something like that. And if I gotta upgrade it, I won't even be able to upgrade it because I gotta have the subscription. It could be that type of stuff. Like I'm visioning how this situation can play out, man. Just by what they doing, I see what's going on already, right? And you know, I mean everything. Like, so I'm a stock person. I'm big on the stock stuff, the instruments, and by me using Present in Studio One, the instrument called Presence. You can always go on the website. You can buy new packs and new instrument presets that make it catalog big. You want to get the orchestra type joint, you can make it bigger. Whatever it is, whatever sound you're missing. I can't even pay him. I can't even buy those. Like you can't even buy those. You gotta pay for the subscription, man. You got to do the monthly or the weekly. I mean, the monthly or the yearly. And then on top of that, they said that if you don't own the subscription and you just got a license, you'll get a little bit of updates, but all the additions and add-ons and everything, you don't get none of that. So they like, fuck these ninjas. I get it, because the people who own the license, we ain't really, they ain't making money. They only make money from us when they come out with a newer version, right? I understand the business perspective of it. They only making money from us when they come out the newer versions. You know, what y'all think about the subscription thing, man? I know DJ Tiz say he said he ain't with it. Yeah, I ain't paying no rent. Like I don't even like companies bills taking my money out my account when they feel like it. I don't even like that control. So they no damn dog ain't gonna have no control over me, bro. Taking money out my joint, every month or every year. Nah, I'm good with that. You know what I'm saying? And then sometimes I don't want the internet on or connected, or some stuff like that. So hell, the service might just go out. So that's another situation, how they got that set up based on what DAW it is. And I think every DAW is about to do this. I'd rather buy it flat out. Exactly, KJ, because that's an investment. If that's something you serious where you're gonna make your money in, you want to buy it and own it. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I don't think nothing wrong with the subscription concept for those who maybe it's a person where, for example, they like, you know what? I'm gonna just rent it, and then when I get tired of it and I want to go to a new DAW, I haven't lost no money. I'm not stuck with the DAW. Cause when you buy a DAW and you own it, you own the license of it, you stuck with it. Probably can't sell it. A lot of people ain't really trying to buy the license of it because it get tricky with that stuff, man. Because I got a whole bunch of DAWs that I own license too, and people still don't want to buy it. And I be giving them a deal. Like, I got Bitwig, I got so many DAWs with different licenses, man, official license, and people still don't even want to buy it. So, but when you own your product, man, that's the, they can't control the situation when you want to record. You don't got to stay online. He said, side note, I wanted to thank you. You're the main reason why I only mainly use Reason stock sounds when I make my beats, inspired from one of your old videos. Oh, word, man, word. That's what's up, man. Yeah, that's one of the reasons why, I'm even though I still use, I'm big on Reason right now, and that's what I use mainly, recording, mixing, and mastering. But it was a time before that I was using Studio One before I got back with Reason, because it was through a whole bunch of years I didn't even have Reason no more. I didn't even have version after version 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 and 9. I didn't even have none of those joints. You get what I'm saying? Because you couldn't record in them. You couldn't record in Reason, and I was like, nah. So I was in Cubase and other DAWs because I'm big on doing everything inside one DAW. I don't like to make a beat in this DAW, recording this one, and do something and mixing this one. Nah, that you really about to spend some bread if all your stuff is official license. So I wasn't big on. I have the workflow is better all in one. So, bro, all the investment, like me going through the years of just dealing with third party stuff, man, and plugins and crack plugins, and how many bugs that I got on my computers, man. How many times I had to reinstall my whole computer over because of crashes and this. Like, I went through years of that. Like, people don't understand. Like, I learned how to fix computers off of that. Just dealing with, and I realized that when you deal with the stock stuff, it functioned better. And then on top of that, when you're dealing with Reason, Reason was already good at CP manage anyway. It was already crazy with CP manage, just using their stock stuff. They never wanted to use no third party stuff. They never wanted to give that option for VST instruments because they already had a concept. They already had a purpose, and they knew that, what they trying to accomplish is they're gonna run into a problem. But people kept crying about it, so they forced them. They're like, okay, we're gonna give y'all the VST2 and VST3. Okay, cool. So now y'all got it, right? They got it. They said, but y'all gonna get this, but y'all gonna have a lot of bug issues. Y'all gonna have a lot of stability issues because now you're dealing with another company who code their stuff in their way that's gonna come inside your DAW. See, but when Reason didn't have that code, when Reason was just by itself, they only dealing with their code. That's why it was on a whole nother level, just of functionality, man. Stability and everything. Even right now, it's still the same way. All blessings, but when you start using those third parties, I hear people have issues and all that, right? So, but that's why they created rack extensions. They said, okay, we're gonna give y'all VS2, VS3, y'all crybabies. Okay, cool. We didn't want to do that, but we got to give it to y'all. But we're gonna create this site called Rack Extensions, where we can sell our instruments that's for Reason, and then any third-party company can come in and build a same plugin specifically for Reason, where it sits in the rack. Not like the third-party stuff when you press the button and it opens up and it's sitting on the screen. It's gonna sit in the rack, and when you buy it that way, it's gonna function better. But a lot of companies don't want to do it. A lot of companies don't want to do it. Reason has plenty. I get so many comments asking what VSTs I'm using when I'm using all mostly Reason stock sound. Exactly, man, because the instruments that come in Reason, and then on top of it, the stuff that you can get from rack extensions is already on a whole nother level, man. Like my instrument game is crazy on here. Like, let me show y'all something right quick. Like my instruments, like, oh, let me turn this around. Like my instruments is crazy, man. Like these, and matter of fact, these are RE. These rack extensions made by Reason. All this right here, man. Like these, all the different instruments I got, like the layers wave edition. I just went and got the object. That thing is tough. You got the parsec. You got all this stuff that's and I got a lot of this stuff when I had got version 11. And then I got the add-ons right here that's from rack extensions right here. These things sound crazy. The virtual audio, all these from rack extensions, man. Everything on here from rack extensions. Even the effects, everything from rack extensions. Even the effects from rack extensions. The only third-party plugin that I use is AutoKey. That's the only thing that I got as third-party in here, because it could tell you the notes of the music and everything real quick. That's the only thing I got in third party. Everything else is rack extensions. Rack extensions. Multi-band compressor, multi-band limiter, the precision stereo compressor. So, and I don't have no issues at all. Stability is good. You get what I'm saying? Stability is good. So if I'm gonna get something, I'm gonna go to rack extensions, period. And that's their way of making money to put back inside Reason, man. And if you want to get plugins, if you want to get patches, you want to get sounds effects, you want to get new presets for your plugins, they got all that stuff on rack extensions, man. They got all that stuff on rack extensions. Let me tell you something. Regardless of what a person use. You say, yeah, I can't remember the last time I had a crash. Exactly. Reason don't crash like that. It never. Reason the most stable DAW ever, man. Reason is the most stable DAW ever. Even after they little situation earlier in the, when the version 12 came out, people was having issues with it because of the, I guess the VS2 thing and the Mac M1 thing, whatever it was. They was trying to fix it because they was upgraded to 4K HIDPI. So they was making a jump for the future. But from version 1 to 12, man, it don't crash. All these other DAWs crash like heck. Studio One crashed so much, man. I can go to Studio One right now, open it up, And if I be on it for a couple hours, it'll probably crash about 4 or 5 times already. It crashed like 4 or 5 times, just random dumb shit. It does it. But but the point is that, man, I hope Reasons don't get on that subscription stuff. I mean, like they got it now, but I hope they don't get to a point how Pro Tools is doing it where you can only you got to pay a subscription in order to use the DAW. Like that's it. Like you got to pay a monthly subscription or yearly just to use it. Period. And I don't know. I think a lot of what y'all think about that. You think all the DAWs is about to turn that way? Because it seemed like that's what's going on, man. They trying to lure people in, and Pro Tools doing it first. That's what they do. Yeah, that's trash. Yeah, exactly, KJ. That's trash. Yeah, for real. And that's what I'm saying. Like end of the day, we still got power too. It's like a battle because we make them money. They can't get too cocky and get it twisted because it's a lot of other options we can go to. That's what people have to understand. Like we can lead. Hell, I can put down Windows and go to a Mac, even though I don't like Mac, but I can go to a Mac and Luna for free. You know what I'm saying? Luna for free. So, but the point is that, man, I think if it gets to a point where the DAWs start doing that, it's gonna be somebody that got to do the opposite, just to grab all the customers, bro. It would be somebody who say, "Nah, we ain't doing that." Like for example, like I got Bitwig, right? I'm gonna tell you what Bitwig do. Bitwig got a yearly fee. You pay like $100 and some dollars, and everything that comes out, you get it. I was doing that with Bitwig. Like everything that comes out, you get it. Like if it's a newer version, if it's a new update, if it's new this, if it's new that. But the ill thing about Bitwig, they always adding stuff to their DAW. Reason kind of short on it, and I see why, because we ain't paying no subscription, or we ain't paying um when they come up with updates, we get that for free. And the only time Reason get money from us is when that newer version come out, right? And then if you already a customer, you get a deal on the newer version. So I get that part. They need money to present certain things to us and all that. But I'm like, you tell me there ain't ways how you can make money during your updates, like, because the truth is, like, if I'm okay, if I'm in Reason right now, right, and Reason say, hey, we got a new update. Say let's say right now, say 12 was 12.7. Let's say it's 12.10, right? Version 12.10. And they got some crazy dope features in there, bro. Like that we always want. They added some crazy dope features. They just did some dope shit to it. And they want to charge us $100. I'll buy it. I would buy it. I would buy it if that's what it takes for y'all to put certain features in the DAW that we can be compatible with everything else that's going on in the future, bro. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that, paying that small amount. I have no problem. $50, $120. That's cool. If that's what they need to keep adding workflow features and features that a lot of these top DAWs have, like especially like DAWs like Bitwig, like not Bitwig, but Cubase in the window, right? That shit crazy. That shit is on steroids, bro. The Windows is on steroids. You might not like the workflow, but it's on steroids what it can do. I kid you not. But but it's no inspiration like how Reason is. It don't give you that inspiration like how Reason is, but that's a fact. But man, I'm telling y'all how you feel about UA plugins. Um, the last time I checked the UA plugins, I think I mean, as far as quality, they get the job done. In end of the day, it's about what you know, as far as that part. Um, but let me ask you a question. Like, correct me if I'm wrong. The UA, what's the plugins? What's the plugins that work that's sold with the audio interface? What's that John called where the plugins run off the audio interface? That's what UA, right? What's the name of that damn interface, man? Apollo. Ain't UA with Apollo? Because I want to get it mixed up. Oh, that's DSP? DSP with Apollo? DSP plugins? I just wish you could get to EQ or channel volume right from the reason sequencer window. Oh hell yeah, DJ Stiz. I've been saying that exactly. Like having they should have like a turning knob or something, still keep it analog style. Have a turning knob, like a regular turn knob, the same way how they got it on the rack. Just put it right there on the side on each track. That's simple little shit like that, man. That'll be dope. I don't know what the fuck to hold up with them, man. They crazy, man. Reason crazy, man. UA is with Apollo. Okay, so UA with Apollo, right? Okay, cool. So I think that concept they did with that is dope. Where the plugins work off the audio interface instead of taking resources from your computer. I think it's dope. But I don't like the Apollo. I don't like none of those digital audio interfaces. I tried 3 of them and I don't like them. I'll fuck around and bust my speakers, bro, because when you got that knob and you got to switch it to each situation, when you got to switch for each situation, and me, when I'm in a session, I'm recording. Let me show y'all something. Like, I'm gonna show you, I got the SSL2, right? That fits with I got this. So I got this, right? So this is my main volume button, right? So I'm controlling my volume of the microphone right here. Naturally. I don't got to switch to nothing to control that microphone. Headphone, so I don't got to switch to nothing. But sometimes when you got that speaker up and you got that monitor button on, and then you press that button and switch over to another option to turn something down, and you forget, man, your speakers start popping on, making crazy noise, man. You can fuck your speakers up. That's what I like about the digital stuff. You get what I'm saying? Like I like the manual like this, cause while I control it, I can turn the volume down real quick. Turn the volume back up and press play, and then at the same time when I'm recording, I can still control the volume. I can turn it up and down if they get too low or too loud. I don't got to switch no button to that option. I don't like that because when you switching that option, you can cause an issue with your speakers, man, if you got that monitor button on. I don't know if y'all ever experienced that. Or you say that's the DSP it runs off of. Okay, got you. I mean, I think it's a dope concept, man, with that, but far as the Apollo itself, like the quality of it is good, but far as the way they build it, I don't like those interfaces, man. I tried 3 digital ones. I tried one with PreSonus. I tried it was another company I tried like last year, and it was I think I tried the one of the older versions of the Apollo. It was somebody, man, but they all digital. I'm like, nah, I'm good. I like the ones like that, so. But, and I think, if I'm correct, I think if you got Luna, you got to have the Apollo, correct? Don't you got to have the Apollo if you got Luna? If you get Luna, that's what you got to have, right? Who else think this is, not anymore? Oh, okay. So now you can use any audio face to it, because if so, yeah, that's smart. They smart for that. Like, you can't give a because I was like, man, that's gonna run a whole bunch of people away, because everybody don't want no Apollo. Half of them can't even afford the money to buy Apollo. They don't want to spend all that bread for that Apollo. You know what I'm saying? Like, people spoil you these days now, man, when it comes to the music stuff. Like, they don't understand how much analog stuff costs. I come from that era, man. Like, the analog stuff back in the day, just to own it. What? The racks? Man, if that, it's still going on right now, but if that was the only way and the only option to have a studio, man, listen, bro. 75% of these niggas won't have no studio. 75% of these niggas would not have a studio. They'll be going to the studio paying an arm and a leg. That's a fact. Because and they won't complain about, yo, this plugin need an update. This plugin right here, they need to change that and do this and do that. Nah, when you go spend $5,000 for that Poltech EQ, you're gonna accept it exactly the way it is because you paid all that money for it. You about to put value on it. You understand what I'm saying? You about to put value on that plugin. You're gonna make it work. You're gonna make it do what it do because you just paid a whole bunch of money for it. But as soon as y'all get this software, man, and y'all ain't really paying nothing. That's why I'm not mad at them doing the subscription. That concept. But me, I'm just not renting no software. I'm not paying no monthly, no yearly. Ain't nothing keep taking out my check, bro. I mean, out my account, man. I got too much stuff taking shit out right now, so it's kind of like not for no software. That mean you'll never own it. That mean that if they just put subscriptions on every DAW and say, hey, the only way you can use it if you pay monthly or weekly or yearly, you don't own it. You don't own it. That's a wrap. And don't let it make it where you got to have the internet connection. Anything can happen. Internet go out, you done. You can't even do your session. Anything crazy happen, you can't even do your session. You say, but with Luna, it's dope, but I was having rendering issues and you can't freeze bounce tracks like in Reason. I don't know. You can't freeze bounce tracks. Like in Reason, the only way to fix that rendering was to upgrade my Mac to a studio. Oh, got you. But in Reason, you can't freeze no tracks. In Reason, you can't freeze. The only thing you can do is bounce it and then delete the track. And me personally, that's my whole point. With me, because I don't even like the bounce tracks. When I got MIDI, I don't even want to bounce MIDI. I don't even want to freeze my track. Because I'm big on going back, manipulating stuff and tweaking it, and as I'm go. And I don't want to be doing all that. Freeze it, unfreeze it, freeze it, tweak it, freeze it, unfreeze it, tweak it, freeze it. Like, if I got to do all that, I only want to use the DAW. If I got a powerful computer. So that's why one thing I do love about Reason is that the CPU manage it's pretty good. So I can get a lot of tracks. I say right now, just using a whole bunch of instruments, I can use about 100 instruments without and it'll shoot like around 70%. Bounce, what you mean? Okay, yeah. Oh, hold on. So you said Luna is dope, but I was having rendering issues. You can't freeze bounce. Oh, so you can't even bounce the tracks in Luna? You can't even bounce it? He said he was having issues. Facts on that with MIDI and Reason. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know everybody else want to freeze tracks and all that. Nah, I don't like the freeze tracks, man. I like that, I don't got time for all that, man. I like to go and tweak my stuff and come back, and I ain't with all that freezing, unfreezing, because by the time I lay down, a couple of MIDI, building my track, verse, hook, chorus, verse, whatever, bridge and stuff like that, and I froze that track, and I gotta unfreeze it just to change something, and when I freeze it back, will it put all that information back on there? Cubase do that, but some DAWs don't do that. So it's like you just did all that work for nothing, and just to unfreeze your track and manipulate something. So that means that the DAW have to be good with CPU manage. It has to have good stability, and and that's one of the most important things, because I tell people it don't matter what you like in your DAW. You can have the Pro Tools, Cubase, the Windows, whatever you have. You can have the dopest features, but let me tell you something. There's two things. No matter what DAW you have, you better have stability and CPU manage. If you don't got that, you can't get nothing done. It don't matter what DAW you have. You can't get nothing done. Period. If your computer's not powerful enough, you will be sitting there working on something that's just sluggishness all day. You can't work that way. You can't work on no DAW when things is moving sluggish and moving around, is freezing up, the meter jumping up like crazy and all that. You can't do no session like that. Not when you're doing business with other people. And I record a lot of artists, man. You know what I'm saying? So when I was using Studio One, it crashes and weird stuff be happening. You have to go back and re-record it to make it audio. but to save it from rendering right on that CPU management reason is that. Got you. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. The bad. That's what a lot of people don't understand who don't use reason. The part they don't know is that when it comes to CPU manage, oh my goodness, like to be honest with you, I actually record vocals on 512 and it's no problems. I keep it on 512. I don't go up or down. When I'm mixing vocals, when I'm mixing the beat, when I'm mixing the song or whatever it is, I keep it on 512. When I'm recording vocals in the session, 512. I don't go no lower, no high. I don't have to. But when I'm in other DAWs, 512 would be so much latency. It would be so much latency. They hear it. They be like, yo, yeah, that's latency in my joint. I'm like, for real? They be like, yeah. And they can hear it. But when I'm inside of Reason on 512, it's no latency when I'm recording vocals. Like, it just superb. Like, that's all I'm saying. Like, people might cry about Reasons not giving enough features and enough this and that. But they do give you the stuff at the right time when they come. Even though they take 99 years to add certain things on there. But one thing I know, they focus on stability. They focus on stability, bugs, all that type of stuff. They focus on that. And when they do add something to it, they focus on, they want to give you something that helps your creativity. They don't want to slow your creativity down. When you're sitting there trying to think about like, how can I change this setting on here? How can I go to the options and change it to 32-bit and 64-bit? They're like, nah, it's already built in. We don't want you to focus on the 32, 64-bit. Nah, we're gonna give you the highest quality already on the mixer and on the rack. It's already built in, so you get the headroom. So if your audio do peak, you can take that audio back in and drop it on the audio track and bring the volume down. You just save that audio because you recorded in 32, 64-bit flow. You recorded 256 Macho Man, right? I mean, well, yeah. Normally you can get away with 256 and 128 in most DAWs. Studio One, you got to go down to 128, and if you're recording with certain plugins and certain stuff like coming in, like you tracking in, you can't be at 64. You're gonna have some issues or crackles on certain DAWs, but yeah, you normally can get away with 256 and 128 normally, but 512, yeah, most DAWs you can't get away with it in studio, inside Reason. It's like, I was shocked. I thought it was something wrong because all the years I've been using DAWs, I was never ever able to record on 512. Never recorded myself or recorded other people. I could not do it. But when I end up getting version 10 from somebody, then I upgraded to 11. Okay, I got 10, and they gave me a deal saying, we'll give you the suite of all the extra plugins and instruments for Reason if you get 11. It was like 100 or something. I said, bet I'm gonna get that. Then when I got 11, no. Yeah, they said they give me the suite and they give me this and that for 11, and they say, but when 12 come out, they would give me 12 for free. That's what they did. I don't know if y'all seen that deal, but they gave me that deal. They said if I get it, I had 10. They said if I get 11, and the only reason why I got 11 because I wanted the 4K HIDPI. That was very important to me because my screens are 4K HIDPI. And when your DAW is not compatible to that, you will have resolution issues. Your computer will lag. Your DAW will crash, and your plugins will look either too small or huge as hell, looking real blurry. So when they converted to the 4K HIDPI, and the first two DAWs that did that first, that was compatible to that was Studio One and Bitwig. And then Reaper came, and then Cubase came, and then all the other DAWs started doing it. They all got compatible because every DAW was only stuck in 1080 and 1912 or something like that, right? But yeah, like that's very important. Some people think it's not, but they probably saying that because they got a 1080 monitor or a 1920 monitor. See, but when you got 4K screens and your computer is 4K, and your DAW is not compatible to that, you're gonna have issues, man. You're gonna have crash issues. Your plugins ain't gonna function right. So people like, why my plugins ain't working right? Because you might got because the DAW might be compatible to 4K and your screen is not, and you don't got it set right. And your computer or your laptop is set, compatible to 4K, HIDPI. A lot of people don't even understand. They don't even know that. That caused a lot of issues. He said, and that's true about studios back in the day with analog equipment very expensive. That's what I love about Reason. It reminds me of that, which the racks analog look like the mixers. Exactly, man. Like that's the only dog. Reason's so special, man. Do they realize how special they are, bro? I don't even know. Like I don't know, man. I'm gonna be real with you, for Baz. That's why I ended up getting this audio interface that I showed you earlier. That's why I got this. Because by me having the SSL and then it's recording in 4K, this actually give you the real sound of the SSL 9000. When you got the physical board, the real board, this 4K really give you that clarity quality when you're recording in. That's a fact. And then when you got the mix, when you got the SSL, when you're dealing with this and you're recording through the interface, you got best of both worlds. You got the workflow right here, and then you got the sound of the SSL right here. And I'm gonna get the bigger one like this. I want to get the bigger one next like this. So, but yeah, like it's I just hope Reason don't try that, man. I just hope Reason don't try it with that subscription crap where in order to use their DAW, you gotta pay monthly or weekly or yearly. Cause Reason just kind of got away from the what was the bull crap where they had like the like the dongle or something like that, whatever it's called, where you can't use Reason without the dongle, without the USB thing, or you got to be connected to the internet. You got to sign in every time. Man, I'm like, they crazy, man. They were smart enough to get away from that real quick, and Cubase got away from it. Yeah, the best. They really don't understand. I don't know, bro. Like they don't understand. Like I don't know. I think they just a small okay. See, this is why I say, man, we gotta put money on rack extensions, man. Like that's why I don't mind supporting rack extensions, because I want to give them money to better the DAW. I want the same thing I did with Studio One. I want to give them the money to better the DAW. When we go out and go buy all these third-party stuff, that's not helping the DAW. When we buy third-party plugins, third-party instruments, that's not helping the DAW at all. All that's doing is just making the DAW making it difficult using it, because all these other company stuff is code different. It's different coding. So if they update, if Reason update is DAW, and then now your plugin, your third-party plugin not working. So now you to my Reason fault. No, the third-party plugin haven't updated theirs. So they're two different companies, and they coding is different, and they're not sharing their codes on a certain level. So they got they got to make sure that it function for that computer. I mean, for that DAW, function for Pro Tools, function for Logic, function for this, function for that, whatever it is, right? For example, like Reason don't support MPE MIDI. Some plugins come out, some instruments come out where it got MPE already built in it. So sometimes if you use that third-party plugin inside of the DAW, in that DAW, and it doesn't support MPE, you might have issues. All these small things matters, man. But when you just stock, you don't have those issues, bro. Everything's superb, everything function. And the worst thing is when you're doing a session with somebody, and you're recording, or even if you're in a beat making session, but somebody coming, they paying you to make a beat, produce for them, whatever it is, and your stuff start lagging and start crashing up on you and acting weird, and you lose customers like that, man. You lose money like that. Even if somebody pay you to mix a song and your dog just want to act stupid. That is the worst feeling. That's the worst problem. I mean, you get good at it. You find ways to come out that problem. You know, I'm pretty good at it. You know, the times that when I dealt with different dogs, if I had an issue, that's why a lot of the times before I do a session, 2 hours prior, I'm checking everything, make sure everything is running well. My speakers is cool. You know, my interface, I turn everything on, bump the music. I do all these small little things, man, and make sure that it's functioning because the worst thing is like as soon as you about to record, you open up the door and you know it start working. It opens up, but as soon as you about to record, an issue pop up. That happened with me in Studio One when one of the artists say, "Yo, can I use the auto tune?" And Studio One does not come with an auto tune. I don't understand why over these years they on version 6 with no damn auto tune, right? And one of the most common plugins, and they say, "Can I put the auto tune on my vocals?" As soon as I grab the auto tune and to try to drop it on the vocals, here come the software talking about it's an error. Uh, you know, I got to reinstall everything, or it was some crap with Antares. I couldn't even use the auto tune plugins on the shit. So I was sitting there stuck trying to figure it out, going to the website, killing studio time. This man already paid me his money and all that. You see what I'm saying? Nobody got time for that shit, man. Anybody who really about business, nobody don't got time for that type of stuff, man. You don't have those problems when you're just dealing with the stock stuff. Because as soon as they update the software, the whole DAW, everything else update. You know, you get what I'm saying? Yeah, DAWs do have bugs. But when they come fix their bugs, they fixing their DAW. They don't got to fix nothing on the outside. They don't got to worry about the outside stuff. Don't have to worry about the outside stuff. I'm not saying don't use third party stuff because if you know when I'm tapped into Studio One, you know Studio One got a lot of plugins, but it's a lot of things they still don't have, and I need like for example like the auto tune before they didn't even have a vocoder, man. It's a lot of plugins like that what Reason got and what Logic has and what especially Cubase in the Windows. Oh my god, they plugins is crazy. And there's a lot of stuff that you know. Hell, Studio One just got the EQ with the what they call it with the what they call that with the they got the compressor on there with the EQ and all. I forgot what they call it, but they just upgraded their EQ to that. You know, adding the compressor on there. You know, on the EQ. He said Reason got so many sounds, you don't need anything else if you don't need it. The only other sounds I use is East-West sounds by 85% Reason. Exactly, man. You know, and they sound bank is crazy. And then on top of that, right? Check this out. I got I got I got sound banks. I got old refills from back in the day that I got from Reason. And also one of my peoples, he gave me a whole bunch of refills. But check this out. And this is the stuff that go with Reason, but it's the other refills. So when I go right here, right, I got a folder called refills right here. And this is all refills that it doesn't come with Reason, but you can buy these though. A lot of them, some of them came free. A lot of them came that you bought back in the day. A lot of them are new. Like this is different refills of all type of sounds. This pack with all type of stuff in it, man. Dr. Rex, look at this, all type of stuff in here. This ain't counting the stock stuff now. Look at this. Look at this, man. Look at this. Keep going. That's all refills. You know when you open it up, it's all type of stuff packed in here with it. You know. So, and I got that folder. And then on top of that, I still have my own personal folder right here of sounds and samples that I got over the years. Like just downloading samples. You know, I got a MIDI file folder, MIDI files of all type of music, just the MIDI of the music. Like for example, like if you click right here and let's say you go to by artists, right? I got the MIDI of the top of artists of the world, man. Let's say you go to, let's go to Brandy. You open up Brandy, I Want to Be Down song. So you drop I Want to Be Down in here. Hold on, let's double click that. Watch this. It drops all her music in here, the MIDI files, and the ID8 gonna add to it and play that instrument for it. Tough. So I got the whole song of "I Wanna Be Down." Look at that. Look at that. Just kind of give you an idea how the song go. Look at that. Hey, but peep this though, right? This right here is so damn dope. Let me tell you something about this MIDI stuff. Why it's so dope, right? I'm gonna tell you why that MIDI concept when they did the ID8, because the ID8 is really like a sound module, right? Because back in the day when you use analog, you had like a regular keyboard with sounds in it. It don't have enough sound, so what you do, you buy your sound module. You have your studio monitors, you have your headphones, you might have your MPC, you might have a Roland 1880. You make your beats that way. You ain't using no computer, so you got a sound module, right? And what's so dope about this than any DAW that I play with is that when you drop MIDI in like in Cubase, the Windows, any of these DAWs, when you drop the MIDI in like this, it just dropped the tracks in. It don't play no instruments. It's like this shit know what instrument that's on the track. It's like it say one instrument say piano and the ID8 changes to that instrument, man. That's what they created this for. That's so dope. And on top of that, you can just listen to the song. I got genres of James Brown, Bobby Brown, all the people I got their MIDI stuff, man. And you might just want to listen to it. You might want to see how they made it. You might want to get a concept from it to bring it back and reinvent it again. But it's dope how they do this MIDI than any DAW that I ever experienced, man. Because a lot of other DAWs making this look real sloppy. It would look confusing. Hell, even in Studio One, if you drop the MIDI in like this, it don't even drop instruments in. It'll say on the side like what instrument it is, so you can just go get an instrument and drop it in there, and they go find it. Say string, they go find the string and then drop the string in. It say synthesizer, drop the synthesizer in. Say piano, drop the piano in there. Say low strings, drop the low strings in the voice, go find the voice. But in Reason, soon as you drop the MIDI in, it already put the ID8 on all them joints. What? Yo. That's what I'm saying. Reason be slow with adding stuff, but they be mind blowing the shit that they do adding. That's what people don't understand, bro. Because I tell everybody, I said, listen, a lot of people, Studio One took concepts from Reason, man. It's certain things that people take from that Reason had before than a lot of DAWs. Prime example, like the Combinator. Other DAWs call it multi-instruments. Reason was the first DAW to have that concept in their software, where you can add multiple instruments and make it sound like a big orchestra. They the first DAW to do that. First DAW, go look it up, go read it up. They the first DAW to get that option, which is called multi-instruments, where you can just go in and drop and build a whole thing together and make it sound like an orchestra sound, make it sound real huge and big. Then they start making then after that, people start making plugins. Like for example, like in Cubase, they got one called, I forgot what the name of the plugin called. But when you open up the plugin, it got like 16 slots. And you could drop a preset on each one of those slots. So when you press play, it'll play all those together. Same thing in Reason, like as the Combinator. But all the DAWs start copying that, bro. That is one thing that they took from them. Facts. Yep, they took from them. The MIDI files for them artists. Yeah, that MIDI files for them artists. Yeah. Wow. How you get that? Wow. How I got those folders? Listen, for years, bro, I got them. I actually sell this pack, man. I sell this whole sound pack. A couple people bought it from me over the years though. But man, I got sounds on sounds, man. I got sounds on sounds, like I ain't nothing to play with, like when it comes to information. And then on top of that, I got a folder that teaches you about music. Check this out. I sell this too. This is what I put together over the years. Like this folder right here called Music Galore. This teaches you everything about music. Anything you want to know about music, it got all the information in here, right here. Like when you go on this folder right here, say the Berkeley music production, you open that up, it got part one, part two, consoles and connections, and when you open it up, it got information that tell you everything you need to know about music. Anything, articles. I turn things to books and everything. Let's keep going. Let's go back. David Gibson, Art of Mixing. This book ain't even. It's hard to find this book now. I got the whole joint on this, the Art of Mixing. You click on here, the PD file of the whole book. Look at this right here. The whole PD file, everything about music, man. Yep, everything about music. It's just a whole bunch of information to teach you about anything with music. Massive mastering examples. You go to that. Gotta give you different examples of how it sound. You go to manual advanced compression. You click right here. You click on that. Take it to the thing where it tell you everything about dealing with a compressor. You say the MIDI files for them artists. Yeah, I mean, yeah, just hit me up, man. Just hit me up. Just leave me a comment. Just leave me a comment on most people hit me up on my email, but just leave me a comment on my YouTube page. And then we just connect from there. Cause most people that's what they do. They hit me up. I send them how to pay for it, like Cash App, PayPal, whatever they decide to use. And then boom, I send it straight to their email. I already have it prepared. But the point is that's a lot of work that I put together. Like that folder that I was showing you inside my DAW, that's over the years, me building that up. Some things I got from people, some things I got from friends, some things I took and I organized it and put it together. It was always ways to get MIDI files online, right? But what I did over the years, I got all those MIDI files and I put them together myself in folders, man. Like I organized it. So it's like not only I got all the stuff that come with Reason as in stock, I still got my own folder, just a whole bunch of crazy sounds and samples and just ridiculous, man. And then on top of that, and then I still got a special folder for refills that's made by Reason, but it's extra packs on the outside that you can get. What sounds you need? I don't need no sound. And I haven't even been through 60% of this stuff, man. 60% I haven't been through it. It's crazy, man. And people be like, yo, DAWs can't get no sounds. I said, what? Reason you can't get no sounds in Reason? I said, how? I said, bro, listen, bro, all you gotta do is go to the website. They sell the refills on there all the time. You gotta go there and check the refills out, listen to them, see what makes sense. It's a lot of websites that also sell refills, and there's a lot of them that give them to you for free too. Facts. Facts, man. Facts. But yeah, brothers and sisters, man, that subscription thing, man, I don't know, man. I think that's what they about to do with everybody. I think everybody got. What it is that they gonna sit back and they saying how everybody want to handle this situation. Other companies like, okay, Pro Tools did it. People really paying Pro Tools, for yearly, monthly, weekly, whatever it is. They're gonna sit back and say, okay, oh, this DAW tried it. This DAW tried it. Before you know it, everybody gonna be doing that. I say, give me about 2 years. Give me about 2 years. If I see another DAW do it in the next couple months, man, watch, man. But like I say, subscriptions is not bad. There's nothing wrong with that. The problem is that if they try to get us, the license owners, to start paying for a subscription, that's the problem. Because that's what Studio One just did. Now since you're a license owner and you're not paying for a subscription, You can't get none of this stuff on the website no more. You can't buy it. You can't get it. You can't get nothing. Only way you can get it if you get the subscription. I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, these people crazy. I'm gonna hit you up. Them files for sure. Okay, hit me up. Hit me up. But yeah, man, like that's crazy. They saying forget the owners, and I get it. Like I told you, I get it because people who own the license, the companies only make money from us when the new version come out. They always give all the updates for free. But that's why a lot of people love FL Studio because they got update what they call it, updates for life or something like that. But I'm like, oh well, okay, man. Let me ask y'all a question, right? The 5 people in here. If FL Studio giving free updates for life, then how do FL Studio make money then? Because I get it, they gotta make money to keep their stuff rolling. I'm gonna hit you. How you doing? I want to ask you a few questions. I have heard someone say a reason Studio needs to update its engine because it is outdated compared to Cubase Logic. Just name a few DAWs. Is it true? Hell no, that ain't true, man. Man, these people be lying, bro. Like, man, let me tell you something. People listen to everybody instead of testing it out itself. Matter of fact, I have a video on my page that I just did recently, about a couple months ago. I did Reason versus Studio One to see if the sound any different. What I did, I got the same audio sound. Because you gotta remember, we're dealing with the sound engine. We're not talking about the plugins. Plugins not created equal. They all different. But if you get I got a sample. I made sure that the settings inside the DAW was the same in both Reason and Studio One. I got the sample. I dragged the sample in. I dropped it inside of the DAW. Right. Make sure the track the same volume. Ain't tweak nothing. Export it out the same quality. Right. Did the same thing with Studio One. Export it out. Sound the same. That's the sound engine. The sound engine has nothing to do with you manipulating things and you changing this, you adding gain on it, you adding plugins on it. No. Now, but let me be real with you though. When it came to Reason, from version 1 and to I think version 8, people always say that you couldn't really mix in it, right? And it was, you can mix, but it wasn't on the level like how you can professionally mix. You know why? Because at that time, the only mixer that we had available inside of Reason was this right here. Let me show y'all. Was this right here. Let me show y'all something. It was only this mixer right here. This small little mixer that you connecting everything to. This is the only thing we had. And, you couldn't, it was like, come on, man. But when they finally added a real mixer SSL joint to it. The real deal. Busting your tracks, get the option to bust your tracks, to do all that type of stuff. Now you can really, really mix in it. So what people were saying is that, well, now you can't really mix in it, you can't get no good quality in it. That's what they was talking about. That's what they was talking about at that time. But now, as of 2023, 2024, that's not true, man. That's no DAW. It ain't no. All the DAWs sound the damn same when it come to that. Now, if you say, well, do all the plugins sound different? Yes, they sound different. All plugins not created equal. That's the difference. But when it comes to the sound engine of that DAW, it ain't no damn different because I got Bitwig, I got Sonar, I got Magic Sampler 2, I have Cubase, I have the Windows, I have Studio One, I got Caucus Reaper, I have I got Reason. What else I got on Windows? I have FL Studio. I don't have Pro Tools no more. I ain't never liked Pro Tools like that, but that's a long time ago. But damn near any DAW that you can use on Windows, I have it. And let me tell you, Sat TV, man, that's not true, man. It's all about what you know. Facts. It's about what you know. Are the instruments created equal? No. Instruments and plugins are not created equal. No. No. That's a fact. They all sound different. They all do things different. Some sound the same, but some got different features on there. Different DAWs got different features. You got to find out what's better for you. Like I tell everybody on my videos on the page, it's just like, yo, the main question is about what do you do? If you're only a producer, you don't need what a mixing engineer need. You don't need the features that they need. They're looking for stuff that you probably don't even think that you need. They be like, okay, I don't need that. And when they say that a DAW is the best, they send it from a mixing engineer perspective. When the people who say who use FL Studio say, yo, FL Studio is the best, they only make beats. They only make beats. They ain't recording no serious sessions in it, probably. Or somebody don't send them like 40 tracks that they want to mix. An R&B singer sent them 40 tracks to mix it professionally. Like that type of stuff. So, but you can get it done in there, but it's just a different process. So it's based on what you're doing. If you're all arounder like me, where you're artist, record, mix, and master, and you produce, then you look at it different compared to if you just only doing one of those things. If you just you're doing it for a hobby. If you're doing it for a hobby, that's a different approach too. You ain't looking for everything. You ain't expecting certain things. You do it for a hobby. You might look at the perspective different. But if you're dealing with a person who master and they record, mix, and master, they need certain features, man. They need certain features. They don't care about no beat making. They do not care about that. But yeah, Sat, man, a lot of people been saying it for years, man. That's why Reason, it's like you notice that a lot of the companies don't even mention Reason. Like when it come to DAWs, like you go on websites and they talk about the top DAWs and boom, boom, boom. They don't, Reason don't be in those categories in the last 10, 12, 13 years, man. But before that, man, Reason was in all those categories. I think a lot of people are inferior Reason because when they see that rack stuff, they get intimidated because they so used to the modern DAW style. They're used to the modern look. But most people who really love Reason are people who come from analog. They the ones who either love analog or they come from it. That's most people. And a lot of the young guys is begin to catch on now because they've been hearing some of the younger producers in the industry that's using Reason. And that's all it takes. It's gonna take a couple young guys that people really follow and like. And they like, yeah, I use Reason. Not you don't use FL Studio? Nah, I use Reason. For real? That's all it takes. That's what's gonna happen. But I don't understand why Reason don't make those type of moves. Like I don't understand. Like, yo, Reason people weird, man. They I guess they feel like, what, we different. They ain't no dog like us. We don't gotta do none of that. We in our own world, class of our own. We have a rack. It ain't no dog to this day, still to this day, that looks like Reason, that function. Reason say, listen, we're digital software, but we still design it where you have the workflow of analog. They say we still want to give you that energy, that you want to use as analog, even though it's still the digital RAM. So we don't want to change certain things. That's why when people be like, yo, why they don't change the NXT inside Reason? I say, why should they change it? It haven't been upgraded and changed and this and that over all these years since it's been in Reason. I say, yo, bro, if you wouldn't pay $900 for your synthesizer keyboard, you're not gonna be like, yo, they need to upgrade my keyboard. You know why? Because you paid all that money for it. You just either gonna go buy a new keyboard. That synthesizer is gonna stay the way it is. You see what I'm saying? That's gonna stay the way it is. When you pay $10,000 for that Poltech EQ, that analog EQ that sits in your rack, you're not gonna be like, well, they need to update the knobs on the EQ and change it. You're not gonna do that because you paid all that money for it. But as soon as you get, and then on top of that, they not gonna update that for you. They just gonna come. They gonna what they gonna do? They gonna create a whole new one, a different style, and charge you another $10,000. Right? So in reason, that's how analog work. So in reason, don't change the NXT. Keep it the way it is and keep it in there. Just make a new version and sell that or give it to us for free. Whatever how they do it. That's how you do that because it's still the concept of analog. Y'all get what I'm saying? That makes sense. It's still that same concept. Still the same concept. So when you do open up a song from long time ago, you still can open it up. That's what most people love about Reason because some DAWs I seen matter of fact in Sonar had matter of fact Cubase and Sonar, they had certain instruments that they took out. They take because I guess because of the contract or whatever it is with the people they're dealing with, and people was having issues trying to open up old songs, man. Like they can open it up, but you know they had to change things and add new sounds to it and all that type of stuff because they took the old stuff out. You don't never take the old stuff out. You don't take the samples and the old school samples that's inside the DAW. You add to it. You don't never take it out. Keep it in there. You add to it. You find ways to add to it. That's what you do. That's what you do. That's what you do. Because if you don't do that, a lot of people be effed up, man, with their music. When they go open up an old song that's 10 years ago, they might want to reinvent it. Whatever the situation may be. Of course, you can reinvent it, remake it, but some people ain't they don't want to change that. They want to keep that the way it is. They want to pop their song up and reminisce. And I remember when I made this one right here. And when you open it up, missing files, missing instrument because the company decided to take that instrument out, or they upgraded the instrument and did some crazy stuff to the new instrument. So now when you open it up, the instrument don't even sound the same. It just took your whole idea because let's be real. Sometimes you can create some music. You don't know how to get back to it the way you did it. It been times I sample something, I chop a joint up. That first concept is dope, but I can't get back to it. Trying to remake it again, you can't get back to it. It's not. It can't. It won't happen. Here goes a jump I was working on right here in Reason. I sampled the Temptations. Check this out, y'all. Yeah, so that's like a little skeleton. I'm still messing with it, still tweaking it, still listening to it. Like if I want to keep something, I want to take something away from it. So I just actually started on this yesterday. So I want to make sure everything grooving right. If it ain't flowing right, I'm taking it out or rearranging it, whatever it is. So I'm at that moment with the beat now. But yeah, fellas, man. We don't want to deal with these subscription things, man. We gotta ban that, man. Like, to a point where if they decide to want to change it up and the only way we can use these DAWs is we pay their monthly fees, man. Like we want to own our stuff, man. Thank you for a lot for your feedback. You did answer one of the questions I wanted to ask you about mixing, as if you are a mind reader of dope tracks. What's the question about mixing? You say, okay, I have someone said Reason Studio needs to update its engine because it's outdated compared to Cubase Logic. Just to name a few. Is it true? Okay. What's the question you got about mixing? Hey, y'all can also follow me on Instagram, man. Um, Sounds from YYBY. Sounds underscore. I mean, it's actually on my YouTube page, man. If you know, connect with me more and have certain conversations and everything, because I be in my bag on there too. Um, about a lot of topics, quick topics. I be talking about different things that give my peoples the Jews on music and everything, and it's other people to take it not. It's only my experience, man. I just only tell people my experience. That's it. Most people love it. It's free game. But yeah, but every once in a while, you got a lot of people who be angry, who mad, and talk crazy because of free game. Like I don't get it. Like it's free. Like it's free, man. What was your question, Sat TV, as far as the mixing part? You might be typing right now. Anybody got any questions or anything? Or what y'all think about that? The subscription thing. What y'all think about the subscription? Oh boy. I guess someone got a question there. Yeah, I'm probably about to get off here, fellas, man. I appreciate those who came on here. For some reason my engagement don't be as good on YouTube for whatever reason, but I do load up a lot of videos on my YouTube page. That's for a fact. I can check those joints out. I got a lot of videos for Reason. Got a lot of videos for Studio One. I have a lot of videos for Bitwig. Those main three. Few videos for Cubase, but those the main three though.